Welcome to the IMS Podcast. This is a place where we talk about health, strength, and performance. Not as a trend, but as a foundation of human performance. IMS was built on a simple idea. Real strength is the ability to tolerate stress, adapt, and perform over time.
Every episode of this podcast exists for a reason: to take complex ideas about health, strength, and performance and simplify them into principles you can actually use every day in life. In today's episode, we are talking about who we are and why we build Strong.
Before we start, if you're looking for shortcuts, quick fixes, or simply motivation without responsibility, this might not be the podcast for you. But if you care about building your real potential, welcome. I am Ivan.
And I'm Simona.
Let's get into it. All right. And we are live. First episode ever about I'm Strong. This is the first episode of the podcast. So welcome everybody.
Welcome.
Let's start from where started from the concept, from the idea, which is rooted back a couple of years back, right? You were working in Greece as
Kos Island, yeah.
Kos Island. You were working as a
choreographer.
Okay. I was there too, just to spend time with you in the free time. And while you were working, I was working. It feels like a cinematic thing, but it was actually real food. I was walking by this long the beach side, and I was thinking, right? I was thinking how I can create something meaningful that has an impact on the performance, because at the beginning it was only about the performance side of things. So high performance training, strength and conditioning, very specific to what I actually studied in my master's. And the first thing that came to my mind was the term being strong, right? And then I translated into I am strong. So, which actually were my initials, right? I am, right? And then strong. That became the first idea. And then while I was walking and thinking about it, I realized that the strong word with the S, so your name. So everything, was a full circle, right? IMS, so I'm strong. That's how was born the idea, right? Which, as I said, was only about the performance side of things. And that's how we started at the beginning, at least. When I told you the idea the first time, do you remember how was your reaction?
Always supportive, I guess. I don't know if I said something strange.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah, probably really supportive. Because at the beginning it was my idea. Remember?
Yeah.
It wasn't something that we wanted to do like together, or shared.
No.
Not at the beginning, at least. It was my idea of doing my own thing, because I was in that phase of my life that I wanted to do something, that I really own. And I was looking to create something, build something that was going to represent what I was. And that's the basic idea on how was born I'm Strong. But then evolved real fast. It went through a different direction, I would say. But something still related to the ideal concept that was optimizing human performance. But while I was coaching, I always felt that there was a wall that I couldn't, get across, because I was doing the perfect program. I was doing the perfect exercises, the perfect progressions, the perfect, tools, everything. But I couldn't get the real adaptation. Probably that's when you came in with your different expertise, different background, different ideas, and then it really started to feel like one thing. And everything started to make even more sense if you think about what is human performance.
Of course. because it's about supporting the physiology and all the adaptations that are coming. We wanted to create the base, the foundation, and this is actually the meaning of the health word. After, of course, we are building the next steps.
That was the main concern. That when I was telling you before, there was this wall that I couldn't get across. And probably because I was trying to adapt the body of the athlete on top of a weak base. And that's when health become, the other spectrum of the sphere, let's say, right? And then we started to develop all the other things around just performance, right? Nice, beautiful. So what we are doing, that's the main question that probably every one of the people, probably 3 people that is listening to us are asking, right? What we do. From the beginning to now, it's very different because it just started with a simple, coaching service where I was doing the on-the-field coaching and I was managing a couple of my athletes remotely, but without structure, without anything, just an Excel spreadsheet with a program right on top of it, and then set it.
And maybe some advices on nutrition.
Yeah, very little advice on some nutrition, because at the time I wasn't thinking about it was my responsibility to take care of it. I am the strength and conditioning coach, so I just want to do this. But then I started to see that they needed help also on that side of the spectrum. And let's call it professional in our area weren't able to fulfill. And then I started to help also on that side of things. So nothing too crazy. But then soon we started to implement more of your background, your expertise that you were studying into the service, right? You remember?
Yeah, I started to go more deeply into the body composition and all the things that were more related to performance. And after, because the courses I was doing were more medicine oriented, they were also speaking about clinical nutrition, neuromodulation, all this kind of stuff. And after I decided to move to the epigenetic world, that actually is the base of our health status. Of course, I started this direction, but doesn't mean this direction is coming beyond the performance side. As we are used to say, performance is health expressed.
Absolutely, 100%. And that's the basic concept, right? That without the physiological health, let's say the physiological base, it's nearly impossible to try to induce adaptation. That's not going to happen. You're just going to induce more stress on it, right? So that's fast forward to today. What we are doing is really lab science, let's put it this way. A lot of sports science involved, a lot of physiology, a lot of theory, but really translated into practice, into real world. And how we do it is basically we assess first before even start the conversation with any of the clients that we have. If you're not assessing your physiology, your performance metrics, we are not even close to talk, right?
It's impossible to have a clear idea of what is your situation, what you need.
100%. We should be, we are not everybody else. We assess for real, and if we can help you, then we can see from the data, not from our opinion, and not from what we want to sell you. Right? We assess first. That's our first step for everybody, for everyone who want to work with us. Whether it be a health test or a performance test, or in most cases, both. Right? We assess all the areas of your situation that you're currently in, and then we start to build from there. Right? So that's where we are right now. So we assess, then we do the coaching. That can be short term, that can be long term. It depends on the sport. It depends on your goal.
What it's coming from the assessment.
Yeah.
And this is the difference between the fitness packages
Mm-hmm.
that are covering sessions.
Yeah.
We are not covering sessions, we are covering the month that we need to induce an adaptation.
Yeah, the time that you need in that situation to get to your goal. That's probably right.
Yeah.
The idea. So it's not something that you can try maybe 4 to 6 to 8 sessions. Doesn't make any sense. You want to achieve something that is meaningful for you. Right, let's take the data. How much time do you need in your current situation? Changing the things that you are currently doing, because obviously you have to change. You cannot achieve that goal if you're not changing what you're actually doing.
Of course.
So how much time do you need to go from point A to point B? Let's say 6 to 8 months. Okay, that's our timeline. And so that's the core of what we do.
Yeah.
Right? We do assessment, as I said, could be health assessment, could be performance assessment, then we do the coaching side of things. Then we do workshop for teams, for fitness facilities, maybe. Then we do webinars, we do conferences, we do speeches, we do mentorship for other coaches, all right, that I was already doing before starting this I'm Strong thing, but now it's a little bit more complex, structured,
Yeah. I mean, it's not covering only the technical side
Absolutely.
of the profession. How to induce strength, how to induce power, etc. But in these cases, we can also cover other things. So how do you recognize, for example, in my case, for the technical side of the health, the inflammation, which are the signs to recognize it. And probably for a coach, it's important to know and to recognize these things. Or maybe how to approach a client or...
Like mentally, like how to enter into the door, how to shake hands. Yeah, 100%. That's about the mentorship, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And about the workshop, the webinars, the conferences that we did in the last couple of years also, we have a study that we bring all over the globe. Right? And also this one is really related to strength.
Yeah.
Which was your thesis, right?
Yeah, and actually was, I think, the reason we started to collaborate.
100%. It was
2022.
2022.
Yeah.
As I said, I was already doing some type of mentorships. This one was
one of the first.
One of the first, I would say. From there, we start to develop the idea of the assessment.
Yeah.
All right. How can you prescribe a program or anything if you don't have a starting point? It's just a copy and paste.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that I think is important to know is what we are doing, like in real life.
From my side, I'm covering all the health and lifestyle strategies for our coaching. So everything that is related to your capacity and adaptability to tolerate a stress or a stimulus that can be the training or can be your lifestyle. I mean, it depends if we are training an athlete or maybe we are training a person which is performing in another way. For example, an entrepreneur. It should be physiologically prepared.
Yeah, and ready to take all the stress.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Which is something that you can train as well as the muscles, because we are not made by separate things. The body, it's an entire system. Yeah. So I decided to cover this specific area, the health, because I believe that this is the real foundation in order to build the performance.
100%. Also, the body composition play a huge role, right?
And this is also our way to discriminate a person from being healthy or being in an inflammatory status or even a pathology. Yeah. Of course, we are not going into this area. Normally, the pathology is diagnosed by a medical doctor. So
we are really far from those professions. Actually,
we are trying even if you are in a pathology state, to
100%.
put you in a condition, to tolerate the pathology that you are in at the best way that we can.
And actually helping the client to support wherever situation is going on, like medically.
Of course.
Right? If that makes sense. Yeah, beautiful. My job, let's put it this way, is the performance coach. So everything related to training, to strength training, to the gym, to weight, to plyometrics, to energy systems. Also the nutrition side of things. We are not nutritionists. I am not a nutrition. I don't really believe into the diet, as we probably said a couple of times. But we believe in education and managing your own day-to-day eating. So you don't need a plan, right? And that's what we believe in. And that's why I said we help also on that side of things. But mainly my main focus is the performance training. So everything that you do during your week, right? If you play a sport, if you don't play any sport, but you still have to perform like an athlete, right? If you are an athlete, you have to do 2 sessions of this, 3 other sessions of that, 1 session of this, right? And the goal is to actually, like an engineer, right? Try to manage all the variables in a really specific way of the season, of your phase of your life, right, in order to try to induce the optimal adaptation that you need for the specific case. If you're an athlete, obviously you need, let's say, more of a power, more of strength. If you are a regular person, probably you need more of the hypertrophy, more of the strength, right, without leaving the energy system side of things, left behind. Yeah, that's basically it. And we do this with a bunch of data, all right? A bunch of data about strength numbers, speed of the bar, power metrics, jump metrics, so contact times, landing, right? The height of the land, heart rate. Also, obviously, the coaching side of things, so how you move, all right? It's really important. But apart from that, everything is really data driven, all right, as far as the performance side of things, but I would say even more on the health side of things, right?
Yeah,
we have a ton of data that we look
probably
into.
1,000.
That we look into for every client. Obviously, we don't take a lot of clients for these reasons. We take specific clients, so it's not a generic thing that you pay less, let's put it this way. It's a super individualized approach of your specific reason. And about 99% of the cases, if you do what the data shows, you're going to achieve what is your goal.
Maybe we can cover how we are delivering all of this.
Was different also the how we deliver all this information, right? As I said, we started from Excel spreadsheet that take hours to make, and then we fast forward to today. We are doing really different things, right? We have all these metrics, all the instruments, all the tools, right, to assess, to take all the data. It's like a sports science lab that is moving with you where you go, all right, in real time. And now all the coaching, it's basically on a branded app that we are using, where you have obviously the program, the chat with the 2 coaches, right? Me specifically we are talking about the performance side of things. You specifically, you're talking with the client about the health, the recovery strategies, the supplements, and all the other important aspect of the human being, of the human performance, I guess, right? So it's really different. Basically, what we do is in most cases is just consulting. So you're not training with us, not even live streaming. Absolutely not in the gym, not in live streaming, but you have enough knowledge to do it on your own, because we are giving you all the tools that you need in order to be successful. The only thing that we are not giving you is your discipline. We are teaching you, but if you don't want to do it bad enough, we cannot do it for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of clients that actually did this, right? Why I'm not achieving anything? Because you're not actually doing what's in the data. You're doing different things on your own thing. Because 100%, as I said, if you're doing what the data shows and what the protocol should be, you're gonna get it. 100%, 1000%.
Yeah. And probably we need to mention that we are talking about this and in these specific words because we every day train like this.
100%. We train like this, we eat like this, we sleep like this, we live like this.
So we tried by ourselves, so we know how it should work.
Yeah.
This is the reason we are pushing.
Yeah, 100%.
To do it from a scientific foundation. That sometimes, performance facilities is really difficult to achieve if there is low budget, especially. But there are also ways to do it. For example, that if we are delivering the assessment online only, of course we are not assessing all the 1,000 data.
Obviously, but
we can do it.
Yeah, and we have enough understanding of the situation, even if you're not coming here in our studio. Yeah. Same thing with the performance test, right? Yeah. We have the system in place that can take the metrics, the baseline metrics that we need. Yeah, that's beautiful.
This is the application of the independence that you mentioned before.
Absolutely. We don't want clients that depend on us 100%. We want clients that are strong people and that are looking for get better by acquire the information that they need, because they're going to apply it anyway. So it's better doing with the right things than just doing on your own doing random things, right? Yeah. Another thing that I wanna mention is what we mean with I'm strong, with being strong, because most people probably think about just physically strong. How much is my bench press? How much is my back squat? But it's not actually the case, right? We refer as being strong in different fields of your life, right? I always do this example of in life you have different pillars that are important. There are fundamentals of where you should create your own environment, your own life. So obviously physically strong is one of the first. Obviously we are sports science, so we are biased by being physically strong, but it's not the only thing, right? Physically strong obviously is important. If you're an athlete and you are stronger than your opponent, you're probably going to win, right? And if you're an athlete, you want to win. Of course. If you're a regular person, being stronger than everybody else in the room puts you on a different, place. Just when you enter into that. If you're a youth athlete and you are developing, being stronger than the others, same thing like an athlete, right? Is giving you confidence. It creates the right structure into your body to development, right? Even if you're an old girl or an old man, being strong is going to prevent with a different scenarios of illness, all right? Like falls, right? Hip broken, osteoporosis, sarcopenia, right? So obviously being physically strong is important, but also mentally strong, because mentally strong people can overcome obstacles. Whatever life puts you in front of you, you are able to overcome it.
Take action, not be passive to the destiny,
100%.
The destiny put me in this situation.
100%. You can always find a way and overcome it. So physically strong, mentally strong, even in your profession, how you approach your job, how you approach your relationships, right? You're as you said, the passive guy, the passive girl that whatever life puts you in, you are complaining, you're crying about it, or you are the other person, the strong one, There is always supporting, is always trying to improve the relationship, the job, try to increase your career, try to improve your career. And what else? We miss something. Physically, mentally, profession, relationship, and also financially. Being financially strong. Probably is not the right association, but obviously if you are financially set it up in a certain way, you can do many other things, right?
Yeah.
And also is that part of the mental side of things, right? Try to overcome the position that you are in, that you are not 100% satisfied about it. Yeah, and that's why we really believe that some of these pillars, or every pillars, are crucial to create a strong individual. This is the real essence of I'm strong. I am strong in all the different pillars of pillars of the life, right? You want to add something on this one? Yes or no?
It was perfect like this, so I don't know to say other words.
Beautiful. And now the next question is, what's the vision of this brand? Right? One of the main reasons why we are not talking Italian anymore, right, is probably the most important aspect to cover. Because what we realize is that Italy is suffering a lot of the not being strong side of things, side effects, right? So the country is really going in a direction where people are used to be not strong. So they are not very responsive to what we are trying to offer. On what particular thing we are trying to help them. They are in a defensive mechanism in a lot of things. So one of the main goals that we have, and we're trying and we're pushing very hard to try to achieve, is to move us from Italy to the United States. Not because of any fancy idea, but just because of the country is a little bit more responsive to this type of mentality, I would say, needs, I would say, right? Where Italy is really, really, really in a bad place about this thing, right? It's not really into health, not really into the performance.
There is also a misunderstanding of the terms.
100%.
Health is equal to medicine.
They associated the words with different meanings. 100%. Health, repeat please.
Yeah, health for the system, for the society is equal to medicine. But they are not working together.
Yeah,
because if you are healthy, probably medicine doesn't have the way to put the hands on it. So
1000%.
you need to be in a pathology, in an inflammatory state to go to the doctor. Yeah. We need to say this. And also, on the other side, the performance here is equal to recreational activities. There is no professionalism. How many athletes that we have that they are struggling to do their job, what they want to do as a job.
They have to work a different job, even professional athletes, because I trained in the past a lot of professional fighters, and every one of us was doing another job in order, they were pro athletes, so that means they were paid to do their sport. But it wasn't even enough to break even their the yearly expenses. So they had to do other jobs in order to keep their sports alive. And we are seeing right now with the other athletes that we have. They are not pro athletes, they are semi-professional athletes, so still quite a good level, a turning point of the career, I would say. But there's no way they are going to support what they're doing without the job, the daily job that they do, the 9 to 5, right? So that is one of the main reasons on why we're trying to move place here. Health is not treated as health, but they believe that health is medicine. As you said, it doesn't make any sense, right? An healthy individual doesn't need a medical doctor. So what we're talking about, right? The performance side of things, again, a person that is performing, right, is healthy in the first place. And if he is a professional, he needs to be able to sustain himself doing that job. But in Italy, it's impossible. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Right? It's not possible. We try ourselves. Right?
Yeah.
When back then we were still athletes, right? And we faced the same thing that the athletes that we are serving are facing right now, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
Because probably Italy, instead of being better, is going on the opposite side. Beautiful. So we're trying to move to the US. We are not decided yet where the exact spot it is. We have some ideas in mind. We have some contact that we are working on.
Yeah.
But obviously the professions over there exist in Italy. You can do you can do the teacher in school if you do this type
with the
of
master degree.
Yeah. But it's not what we studied for. What we invested all the time, effort, money in. Right. Another thing of the vision, I think it's important to mention, is that we would like to be like a real facility. Right? Obviously, we are starting as a consultant, so we are probably going to have some external partner where we are going to provide some of the services that we mentioned. But the long-term idea, let's say 5 to 10 years, is to have a really physical place where we can host athletes, workshop, professional, teach the new generation of coaches. You know, probably that's the big vision, really. Right? Obviously, it's another job.
Yeah, of course.
Right? But it's something that we have in mind to do. Let's cut here. So to wrap this up, if there is one thing that we want to take home from this conversation, is this. Strength isn't about doing more. It's about being capable of doing things today and especially tomorrow.
Health and performance aren't separate goals. They are different expressions of the same foundation. That's what I'm Strong stands for.
If this conversation helped you to see things a little different, or maybe challenge it the way you think about your body, your health, and your performance in general, then stay with us. Because each episode is built to simplify complex ideas into principles that you can apply. This was the Ims Podcast episode 1. See you in the next one.